So I once again welcome you all on the session on the herbal drug technology. In the today's session, we are going to start the new point, that is the herbal excipients. So let us see the content of the chapter herbal excipients. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss the herbal excipients, more specifically the significance of substance of natural origin as excipients related to the colorants, sweeteners, binders, diluents, viscosity builders, disintegrants, flavors, and the perfume. Let us see the learning objectives which I have set for the chapter herbal excipients. So you should be able to describe the significance of excipient of herbal origin, and you should be able to discuss the herbal coloring agents, sweetening agents, binders, diluents, viscosity builders or modifiers, disintegrants, flavors, and the perfumes which are being used to prepare various cosmetics and various pharmaceutical dosage forms. Maybe all of you are aware about all these excipients. You are aware about what is meant by the excipient, what is the role of excipient in the pharmaceutical dosage form, their role and function, their ideal properties, and their classification. Already you have gone through it in the industrial pharmacy, right? So let us see the brief introduction to the herbal excipient. So before moving to the herbal excipient, one should know what is meant by the excipient. So the excipients are the non-drug components which are present in the formulation. They are having either role in terms of manufacturing, in terms of patient acceptance, in terms of solubility enhancement, in terms of bioavailability enhancement, in terms of addition of the organoleptic properties to the product, and so on. They don't have any pharmacological activity. They should not possess the certain side effects. And lastly, they should be compatible with the API or the basic ingredient which is used to formulate the specific pharmaceutical dosage form or the cosmetic preparation. So many synthetic excipients which are available in the market, and they are costlier. When we are going for the herbal excipient, maybe they are cheaper, easily available, with or without any side effect, isn't it? And that's why there is a need to discuss, need to understand, need to go through the various herbal excipients which are being used in the pharmaceutical dosage forms and the cosmetics. So in short, the excipients are the non-drug substances or non-drug components which are inert and have little or no therapeutic value. It doesn't have any pharmacological action, but are essential in the manufacturing of the various pharmaceutical dosage form that is known as the excipient. If they are from the herbal sources, then it is said to be the herbal excipient. We are mixing these excipients with the active medicament, which is having the pharmacological action to make up the volume. Maybe it is going to act as a bulking agent, like a starch, like a lactose, like a microcrystalline cellulose. They are going to improve the stability of the API. They are going to prevent the degradation of the API. Furthermore, they are having the ability to mask the bitter taste of the API. They are going to improve the overall appearance of the product. They are going to mask the odor of the product and other characteristics of these dosage forms. So excipients are mixed with the active ingredients to make up the volume or improve the stability or mask the bitter taste or improve the appearance, odor, and other characteristics of the dosage form. The examples of the excipients which are being used to formulate various pharmaceutical dosage forms and the cosmetics are the colorants, sweeteners, binders, diluents, viscosity builders, disintegrants, flavors, and perfume. Apart from these, there are so many other excipients are also there which are being used to manufacture the pharmaceutical dosage forms and cosmetics. With this brief introduction, let us move towards the use of excipients. So the herbal excipients, these are the excipients which are derived from the herbs, isn't it? These are the non-drug components. Say for example, starch, that is known as the herbal excipient. And excipients, these are the non-drug substances which are present in the formulation that is known as the excipient. With this, let us see the use of excipients. So the excipients are used to aid in a processing of drug delivery system during its manufacturing. Suppose that we want to manufacture the tablets, capsules, or solid dosage forms, and we want to promote the flow of the material. Maybe there are certain herbal materials are available which improves the flow properties of the powder material. So they are going to act as processing aid in the manufacturing of the dosage forms or the cosmetics. Then they are going to protect, they are going to support, they are going to enhance the stability, bioavailability, and the patient acceptability of the particular dosage form. They are going to protect the API from the degradation. They are going to prevent the degradation of medicaments. They are going to enhance the stability of the medicaments. They are going to improve the bioavailability of the medicaments. And furthermore, they are going to improve the patient acceptance. Maybe certain organoleptic additives which are present in the formulation. That is the colors, flavors, isn't it? Furthermore, these excipients are used for the product identification. Say for example, coloring agent. It is going to enhance any other attributes of overall safety and effectiveness of a drug delivery system during storage or the use. So these are the different uses of the excipient. Let us see the functions of excipient. What are the different functions of excipient? Maybe all of you are aware about it. Only I am going to revise the thing. So they are going to act as a bulking agent in the formulation in order to increase the bulk of formulation. They are going to be used during manufacturing, which helps to handle the active pharmaceutical ingredients. It is going to assist in the drug administration. It is going to enhance the patient compliance by masking the unpleasant taste, color, and odor. It is going to enhance the solubility and viability of the API. It is going to avoid the degradation and maintain the drug stability. It is going to modify the pH and osmolarity in case of liquid dosage forms. And furthermore, the last point, it is going to prevent the aggregation of particles and helps to disperse the particle in the case of liquid dosage form. So these are some of the functions of the excipients. Let us see the ideal properties of an excipient, how it should be. Before selecting any excipient for the particular dosage form, one should know how to select it. Before that, you should know what are the ideal properties of an excipient. So whatever the excipient is there, it should be non-toxic and non-irritant in nature. It should be non-volatile. So whatever the excipient is there, it should not produce any toxicity. It should not produce the irritation if it is taken orally or if it is applied locally. It should not be volatile in nature. If we are using it in a formulation, sometimes during the processing itself, its volatile content gets removed. It should not be affected by temperature, light, and hydrolysis. Whatever the excipient is there, it should be stable during the processing and during the storage period. It should be easily available and cheap. Whatever the cost of the particular excipient is there, it should be low. It should not have the specific color, odor, and taste. Sometimes this is required. If we are using it for the coloring agent, flavoring agent, or to give the particular taste, in such cases, it's okay, it's fine. But suddenly, in certain cases, whatever the excipient which is selected, it should not have the specific color, odor, and taste. Then it should possess the good water solubility as well as the lipid solubility. It should show the biophysics solubility so that it is possible to use the particular excipient in the aqueous formulations as well as the oily formulation. Take an example of the coating, tablet coating. We are using the certain polymers, right? In order to dissolve the coat, it should have the aqueous solubility. And in order to apply the polymer, it should have the solubility in the isopropyl alcohol or the alcohol. So it becomes very easy to formulate such types of the dosage form. Then it should be compatible with the active ingredient in the preparation and should not affect its function. So whatever the excipient which is selected, it should be compatible with the active pharmaceutical ingredient and it should not affect the function or the pharmacological action of the active pharmaceutical ingredient. And the last ideal property, it should be pharmacologically inert. So these are some of the ideal properties of an excipient. With this, let us see the advantages of the herbal excipient. Okay, now we have the option to use the synthetic excipient or the herbal excipient. Why one should choose the herbal excipients? And various reasons are, when we are selecting the herbal excipients, they are biodegradable, they are biocompatible, they are non-toxic in nature, they are economic, low cost, cheap, they are safe and devoid of the side effects, and they are easily available. So these are some of the advantages of herbal excipients when we are comparing it with the synthetic excipients. Let us see one by one. The biodegradability. Whatever the herbal excipients are there, all these excipients from the natural source and they possesses the biodegradability when we are comparing it with the synthetic one. As the naturally occurring polymers produced by all living microorganisms and they show no adverse effects on the environment and on the human being. Take an example of starch, it is going to be degraded. Take an example of guar gum, xanthan gum, they possesses the biodegradability. Take an example of a cellulose, it is going to be degraded, isn't it? So all the natural excipients, they possesses the biodegradability and there are no any environmental issues. Then the biocompatibility and the non-toxicity. Whatever the herbal excipients are there, as they are obtained from the natural source, it seems to be non-toxic and they are compatible, that is biocompatible with the living tissues. So chemically, nearly all of the plant materials are the carbohydrate in nature and composed of repeating monosaccharide units, and it seems to be non-toxic. So whatever the herbal excipients are there, they are biocompatible. They are not going to produce any kind of the tissue toxicity, right? And furthermore, they are non-toxic in nature. The next advantage of the herbal excipient, that is the economy. The cost of the herbal excipient, it is very low. It is a cheaper, and their production cost is less than that of the synthetic material. In the case of synthetic material, we have to suppose to develop the whole setup to manufacture, to synthesize the synthetic excipient, isn't it? But in the case of natural excipients, there is no need to set up the, or no need to invest heavily, and they are cheaper in nature. Then the herbal excipients, they are safe and devoid of the side effects. When we are comparing the safety and side effects, the herbal excipients possesses, or they are more safer, and they possesses the low side effects. They are from a natural source and hence safe and without side effects. Then availability of the excipients. In many countries, these products are easily obtainable due to their application in many industries. Whatever its availability is there, there is herbal excipients, all these excipients are easily available. So these are the some of the advantages of the herbal excipients. Let us see the disadvantages of the herbal excipients. The main disadvantage of herbal excipient, that is the microbial contamination, microbial spoilage, microbial growth, degradation of the particular herbal excipient, and so on. That is the main drawback of the herbal excipient when we are using in the formulation. Then variation is the second one. Whatever the raw material is there, if the source is going to change, the properties of the herbal excipients are going to change. Then the heavy metal contamination. Always the whatever the herbal excipients are there, they might be, or they may be contaminated with the certain heavy metals, and all these heavy metals are having certain bad effect on the human being. Then the uncontrolled rate of hydration, when we are considering related with the polymers which are being obtained from the herbal source, like polysaccharides, guar gum, starch, acacia, and so on, tragacan. Then the slow process. So these are the some of the disadvantages of the herbal excipient. Very first one, the microbial contamination. So they are prone to microbial contamination as they are exposed to external environment during the production. So the microorganism gets embedded into the particular product. Then variation. A standard or controlled procedure with a fixed quality of the ingredient is followed for synthesis of the synthetic excipient. When we are synthesizing the synthetic material, there are standard procedures are there. So whatever the output is there, it is of a good quality without any variation in their physicochemical properties. Whereas in the case of production of natural polymer, all these things that depend on the environmental factors and the physical factors. If there is any change in the environment, any change in the physical factors, the production, or there might be the variation in the product. Then heavy metal contamination. The main concern regarding the use of herbal excipients is that the chances of heavy metal contamination are often associated with them. The next one, that is the uncontrolled rate of hydration. The percentage of chemical constituents of herbal excipients varies because there are differences in the collection of natural material at a different time. So whatever the collection pattern is there, collection pattern for the particular herb, it is different, and there might be related with the rate of hydration as well as differences in the region, species, and climatic conditions, and that could change the rate of hydration of particular herbal product or herbal excipient. Then the slow process. The rate of production of natural substances is very slow and cannot be changed because the production rate depends on the unavoidable environmental and many other factors. So these are the disadvantages of the herbal excipient. Let us see the classification of herbal excipients, how the herbal excipients are classified. It is going to be classified on the regulatory aspects. It is going to be classified according to source of excipient. It is going to be classified according to chemical nature of excipient, and it is going to be classified according to its applicability. According to regulatory aspect, it is furthermore classified as approved excipient, intermediate category, essentially new excipient, and new compounds which is going to act as an excipient. Furthermore, according to the source, also it is possible to classify the excipients according to the chemistry point of view, that is the chemical nature of excipient, also we can classify, and according to their application. Let us see the certain excipients which are derived from the herb, which are going to be used to prepare the pharmaceutical dosage forms and the cosmetics. There is a colorant, sweeteners, binders, diluents, viscosity builders, disintegrants, flavors, and perfumes. So we'll discuss all these common herbal excipients in the next session. Thank you very much. Hope all of you have understood the things which we have discussed.